Hi, it's Mish. Hope everybody's doing good or as best as they can. I wanted to bring up a subject that's number one, it's very interesting because some of you may be experiencing it. And it's a topic that involves migraines and daiths. And you may be wondering, what is a daith? A daith is a piercing that you get in your ear, in a certain spot in your ear, in the cartilage, that acts as permanent acupuncture. I'm in a group that is a migraine for migraines. It's a group that people from around the world are in. And somebody brought up the topic of having a daith and how it takes away migraines. I don't like big, bold statements like that. Why? Because they're not true. I'm an example of that. And I know many others that are too. When people make these grandiose statements, I think it's wonderful that if it works for you, I think it's wonderful. Please don't be shouting from the rooftops that everybody who has migraines needs to go out and get a daith. I don't think that's fair, and I think that's irresponsible. Getting a daith, I've had mine in now for, it's actually 2 years. It has done nothing for my migraines. Absolutely nothing. I did research, and the research I did was inconclusive. The research as well said that people were trying to confirm that daiths were in fact curing migraines, when in fact they weren't. People have had success because they figure that it's an acupuncture area. But that's it. And they've said, why put another hole in your head when you don't need it? I firmly agree. I had a friend of mine who suffers migraines. And she was the one that told me about a daith. I had no idea what the heck that was. And so she explained it to me. And so, and showed it to me. And I said, oh, okay. Is it involved? And I asked her a lot more questions. I did a lot more research. And that's when I found out that the research said daiths is inconclusive as to if it even helps migraines at all. They couldn't even say that. So I took my chances based on what my friend had said that I used to work with. And she said it the next day, gone. And she suffered with them forever. I thought, wow, really? Like, gone? She said it was the greatest thing that she's ever done, yada, 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 went on and on and on. I said, wow, if this could take away all these migraines, I am in. I'm on board. I am there. I did. I went immediately, got in my car, went to a tattoo place, and went in. They did piercing and asked for a daith. Got a daith. It hurt. A round ring was put in, which was the wrong ring for me because it didn't heal properly. Another thing that didn't heal. So this was put in, last time I had my Marilyn put in. And so this was put in. It healed straight away, immediately after it was put in. I've had no problems with it whatsoever. So, that's another thing, is the type of jewelry that's put in. Anyways, then I spoke out and I said my piece. Then I had this person speak out and say, well, it is hooked in with people with hormonal imbalances or that have their menstrual cycles and it doesn't work, blah, 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 blah. And I went, okay, whoa, wait. Now you're saying that people who have hormonal imbalances or have their monthly cycle, that the Daith won't work. Interesting. So how does that work then for you? Does the Daith work only sometimes? I was very confused. Very confused. It didn't make sense to me. And I said, plus, I don't have hormonal issues. So if that's the case, and you're saying that it's because of hormonal issues that the Daith doesn't work, well, I've removed those issues. I no longer have hormonal issues. So what now? What now? I've got no response back. I'm not trying to be a smartass in any way. Not at all. I'm trying to be factual, is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to say to people, be very careful. Seriously, be very careful. You don't want another hole in your head and the pain of it and taking care of it and everything, because this isn't easy to take care of. You have to do a lot to take care of it. Use special antibacterial soaps and all of that, a whole bunch of stuff, and be very, very gingerly, touch it very gingerly, because it hurts. And it does, if you have this, and it gets caught on something, like this, I just did it right now, I just did it, and that somewhat hurt a bit, but not as much as it would. I just pulled it, okay? That hurt. So it's not something that you go into and do this lightly at all. So if you're going in under the premise that I'm going to go in, I'm going to go to a tattoo place, and I'm going to get a Daith, and this is going to work, and I'm not going to have any more migraines, be very, very careful. Because you may come out very disappointed, like I was. And like I know a bunch of other people were as well. And when I'm talking bunch, I'm talking hundreds of thousands of people. Not just a few. Were exceptionally disappointed. I thought that was the miracle. Just like for my gastro stuff, I thought the miracle was to get a pacer, a gastric pacer, which apparently in 5 minutes flat, when I drove to Kingston, my son drove me, in 5 minutes flat, my hopes were dashed and squashed, because again, there is no proof that that works or not, and it's too expensive to try. To do testing or anything. It's too expensive. So, yeah. So to say I was disappointed is an understatement. I cried. Massively. Because I wanted these things gone. I have never had migraines, ever. before 2000, the event that happened in 2015. I have never had migraines, ever. I have never really experienced headaches at all. Just haven't. So I couldn't even associate. I do now. I know. Yeah, absolutely. I have 5 of these things that fire every single day. Every day, 24/7. Varying degrees of pain and sensitivities. Every single day. The needles somewhat make it bearable, but I'm still suffering from the side effects of the needles right now. And once that calms down, it'll somewhat be not too bad for a few weeks until I go for my other ones again. And this cycle continues. So again, let's get back to it. The Daith. Please be careful on the things that you do, because I know that you would do anything when you have migraines. I know you would do anything to get rid of them. I get you. A 50,000 billion%. I get you. I'm there. Oh yes, I am there. I would do anything myself. Absolutely. You know, I've tried this, that, everything. You know. Nope. Nothing. So please be careful. That's all I have to say. And don't go running to things like CBD oil. I'm going to say that too. People have flocked to social media saying that CBD oil is a cure-all of everything going. So run and get some. It is not. I have CBD oil. If it was, everything that I have in my entire body would be cured. It is not. So I'll start another stream on that one in a second. But peace and love, and yet I smile. And always, 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 one step at a time. Never go faster than that. One step at a time. And just, the big thing, move forward. Always, always move forward. And yet a smile. Peace, love. CBD oil. Hold on. I won't show you who, but CBD oil. And CBD oil, I've heard all through, everywhere. I've read it and read it and read it over and over and over and over again, that it cures everything. If it did cure everything, people would still be here, wouldn't it? People with cancer, people with other diseases would still be here, wouldn't they? I wouldn't be here. I'd be working, wouldn't I? I wouldn't be teeing up for a major surgery, would I? If this worked. Oh, people say it's a purity, it's a this, that. Well, you can't get much purer than this. And where it's from. You can't. That's all I got to tell you. I know for a fact. And this is from a doctor. Doctor prescribed, and it's it's in my own country, and it's in an area that it's kissed by nature, and that's all I want to say about it and where. When I heard of a CBD oil, I thought, okay, there's another thing. So I tried. Did it help? Moderately. Has it changed anything? No. Not at all. Not at all. In fact, I was really saddened. On YouTube, there's a young lady, young woman, very young woman, who had a young child and a husband, and very young. And she was starting her chemo and everything, and someone had told her, had convinced her to get off of chemo and to get onto CBD oil and all natural stuff, and that she would be fine. And so she listened to that person. Person made such a case for it, and that it was a cure for cancer that she had, and you wait and see, it'll help her tremendously, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to go any further. I read it. It was super long, and it was heartbreaking. That's all I've got to say. She's a beautiful girl. Well, she went on it. She started it against all of her oncology team, doctor's wishes. But she said, no, this is going to work. I've been told. They said, no, it's not. And if you do this now, we won't be able to help you later. When you see it won't help. No, you'll see. I'm going to show you it's going to work. That's what she said. There's videos of it. It was disheartening, honestly. It ripped my heart out when I saw the videos of her. Each one after the other I watched. And I cried. Watching her sit at the kitchen table or wherever she chose to sit to talk. At first she had such enthusiasm because what she was told. And then she got worse. Felt worse. And then she took more supplements and more this and more that. And then she felt a little better, but then she felt worse. So she was convinced, please go to the doctor and see what's happening. And she did. So they did scans on her. And they scanned her scan. She was went now to a stage 4. And not curable. And inoperable. It had spread. Listening to her almost tore my heart out. She had a little girl. I do believe it was a little girl, but she had a little one. She had a husband. And she listened to some people on the internet who promised her that if she took this oil, she'd be cured. And if she took these supplements, she'd be cured. And instead, she died. The doctors did what they could to save her. And she even said, it's my own stupidity. It's my own stupidity. I can't blame anybody but myself. I had a chance to live, and I blew it. I blew it because I didn't want chemotherapy. I went an alternative way, I took the alternative that they said would cure me. It made it worse. And now I have no time with my family. And I'm preparing for my funeral. She had her little girl, I'm sure it was a little girl in her lap. And my heart broke. And afterwards, after she passed, they showed a picture of her. My heart broke. Because somebody out there, people out there, told her if she took this certain CBD oil, she took CBD oil and these certain vitamins or whatever the hell they are, and she'd be fine, and she'd be healthy, and the cancer would go and everything. With a short amount of time, she died. And she recognized it. Like I said, she recognized it herself. She was an idiot. And she threw her life away. And her husband had pleaded with her. And she said, no, you'll see. They're right, watch, you'll see. Yeah, you'll see right into the grave. Please, just listen to your doctors. That's all I want to say. Listen to your doctors. Don't listen to people that are spouting these things on wherever. Listen to what your doctor is telling you to do. That's all I want to say. Those are two instances. The Daiths and the CBD oil. And it's a shame because I'm sure there's other instances of different things out there of tablets or things that if you take them, supplements, and they've analyzed the supplements, and the things that they've found in these supplements would make your head spin like Linda Blair, because they're horrible. And honestly, the stuff that's in them is disgusting. They did a big program on them. So please don't. Not even, go to a naturopath or whatnot. Just be careful. Because they're trying to sell their stuff to you. That's all they're trying to do. When you go to oncology, they're trying to save your life. That's what they're trying to do. There's no method. There is a method to their madness. Saving your life. Not trying to sell you snake oil. And you dying. And then making a profit from your death. So please be careful. Please, please be careful. Smile. Yet I smile. I will continue to smile even though it was pretty horrific on The Walking Dead, I gotta say. And I'm still worried because I'm worried about my King Ezekiel. So, And yet a smile from my king, Ezekiel. Peace. Love. Always love. Mish. Out. I hope you're doing good.